What's up, YouTube? We're back again with a brand new motherfucking episode. And today, we have a very special guest. This is Wraith Hoops.
Yes, sir.
The man, the myth, and the legend, and the all-star.
Oh, I wish.
And he's getting his game on and going to go play. Yes, he is. Now, everybody give a good round of applause.
Thank you.
Do you think anybody applaud for you?
I think one person.
At least one person?
Clap 3 times. They clap 3 times and put their hands right back in their lap.
Damn. And it was you whenever you rewatch it. Dang. Let's go. Man, let's just get right into it, man. I got the topics ready for the day.
Okay.
Did you bring any topics?
Not really. Well.
So you came just as unprepared as I did.
I could start as well. It's not necessarily super entertaining.
We're just gonna make it up, bro.
Let me think. So recently I started uploading on my anime channel.
Oh, really?
Took me a while to do. My thing is, yes, I went to school to do cameras, editing, on-camera talent, all that sort of stuff. I prefer to sit in front of the camera.
Yeah.
I don't like editing.
Oh, yeah. I hate that shit, man.
That's why I have 6 podcast episodes in the vault, including ours.
Yeah. That we did like a year ago.
Literally. Like, they're all sitting in the vault. Man, no, I'm not going to make the joke. But, you know,
cool.
it was
an experience.
It's been a journey.
Yeah.
I messaged one person because the thing that really got me started, I was like, you know, anime is really doing good. It's going up.
Bro, I don't think I've seen any videos. What channel is it called?
The channel's called Cole-sama.
Am I even subscribed to that?
Probably not. It used to be my IRL channel where I was talking about like YouTube tips. Then after like
maybe I am subscribed to it.
You might.
I subscribe to all your channels.
I was like 6 videos in and they weren't doing great, and I was like, I don't want to keep doing this and seeing minimal gains. Like, very short-sighted. I know a month and a half worth of videos isn't a long history at all. You usually want to go like 6 months in, and then you're like, well, you know, this might not be it. And I was like, bro, I don't particularly enjoy making these videos. It takes time to edit. It's just not that fun.
Yeah.
And I was like, doing an anime one would be easy to talk about. Like writing the script, piece of cake.
Yeah.
The actual editing part, I hated, but I'm broke, so I can't pay somebody else to edit.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm gonna have to dog it out one good time. And so I started with this one manga at the time, Jujutsu Kaisen. Like it was coming to an end. So I was like,
Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's got like big 3 characters, kind of similarly mirroring like Naruto and whatnot. And
big 3
like,
characters.
Yeah, like a goofy
like
main
Kendrick,
character.
Drake, J. Cole.
like a goofy main character. He's kind of silly. A girl, because you have to have the girl.
Yeah.
And then you have the other guy who's like the cool.
So what do you do in the videos?
So the first ones were just manga reviews. So I would literally read the panels. Like I literally read the panels and like gave a summary of the chapter. Boom, did that for 3 videos or 4 videos. Then the series ended.
Yeah.
Then I did a video breaking down like how I thought the series ended because I felt like it ended bad. And a lot of people had really strong opinions. I'm like, all right, bet I'm finna hop on this.
Yeah.
Then I switched over and started doing the actual anime version. I started covering some of the fights from some of the characters that everybody really likes talking about.
Yeah.
To the point where like
Chainsaw Man.
Basically. And it's like one of the big things was they have this, so there's a deadbeat dad who didn't take care of his kid, and he ends up getting killed off after he tries to go and collect some ransom money on.
In what? What series is this?
This is the anime version of Jujutsu Kaisen.
Oh.
So I read the very end of the manga, which is like, I think there's probably going to be like 4 or 5 seasons of the actual show, but we're only 2 seasons deep.
Yeah.
So I went over to the anime and watched the 3 season 2 fights that this one character had that I knew was popping, and it was like the deadbeat dad Toji.
Yeah.
And the first one did really well, 2.6K. I was like, all right, I'm on something now. Hell yeah. The second video didn't do as great, but it wasn't bad. It was like 800. I think that one did 800. The next one did 900, and then the last one did 700. And I was like, all right, I could keep going with this, but then there was this new show called Dandadan that came out, and I was like, I'm gonna try something different. I'm gonna try and pivot. I was like, because like, yes, JJK is still gonna do good because everybody still likes the anime. It's kind of like Dragon Ball, where like everybody's
gonna
get it. Everybody's at some point somebody's gonna look for it. So it's gonna be out there.
Yeah,
but I was like,
especially it's like kind of like a niche too.
Exactly,
that some people aren't like hip to, but people are very big fans of the anime world, and then they can't really find videos of other people talking about like what they want them to talk about.
And then sometimes if the thing is so impressive, people will watch like 3, 4, 5, 6 videos by different creators about the same exact fight, the same exact episode, whatever it is, just because they just really
they want to see different perspectives.
Exactly. And it was one of those things where I was like, all right, cool, so let me pivot. So I switched over to Don, which is like a really weird romantic comedy. It gets real freaky first episode. Like, so the premise
is there like a lot of blood and gore?
No, it's like, it's when I say freaky, I mean freaky. So
like 50 Shades of Grey freaky, or like Riley Reid freaky,
like 50 Shades of Grey mixed with aliens and ghosts.
Oh, and ghosts?
Yes,
with the aliens.
So there's a character called Turbo Granny.
Now I'm starting to not believe you.
It's really weird. Explaining it right now is odd.
Turbo Granny.
Her name is Turbo Granny because thousands of years ago, in the Edo period of Japan, she used to be called 1,000-kilometer Granny because she was really fast. She was the fastest spirit around.
Now she's 1,000.
Now she's just Turbo Granny because she's really fast. That's what the millennial. That's what the Gen Z ended up naming her.
Turbo Granny.
And she's camping out in one random tunnel in the middle of like some random city.
For what?
But just cause.
Wait, what is she?
Spirit. She's an evil spirit.
Oh, she's an evil spirit.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she was wandering before, but she ended up going into the tunnel and combined with a bound spirit. Which is like a spirit that was stuck in that spot. So now they're one, and she's super powerful. And
what?
There's
they turn into like Siamese twins.
Basically, they're like skill boost, like they fusion summoning.
No, they upgraded.
Like Gogeta type timing.
Whoa, yeah.
So the main character is a boy named Ken and a girl named Momo.
Momo.
Yeah, I forget what her actual name is, but they just
like the Last Airbender's mouse.
Yes. Yeah. Basically, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The flying mouse.
The lemur. Lemur monkey.
Yeah,
lemur monkey. That's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah, flying mouse.
And so they meet or whatever, and she saves him from being bullied because he's like a cornball. He's got like the bowl.
He's a complete cornball.
He's got the bowl cut all around. He wears his uniform, preppy glasses. The Harry Potter glasses.
He is not dripped out, is he?
Not at all.
Damn.
So she keeps him from getting bullied or whatever. He thinks this is the first time anybody's ever cared about him. So he runs up behind her.
Is it helping him?
Yeah. Momo helped Ken. So Ken runs out of the classroom and he tries to show her some occult stuff. He's like really into. He was the one that was into aliens.
Yeah.
Her grandma though was a medium, so she was into like paranormal.
So her grandma is not Turbo Granny.
Correct.
Okay.
Her grandma's bad though.
Oh, a bad granny.
Yeah, she's the bad granny.
No.
Bad.
Okay.
Now.
Wait, what do you mean by bad? She's like bad, like Miss Elastic bad?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. We're talking about like, you ever seen Tsunade from Naruto?
Uh-huh.
She's like Tsunade, but she doesn't need enhancements to look good. Like Tsunade
okay,
had like...
so we're not talking about Raven's dad bad.
No. We're talking, she's a baddie.
Oh.
She's gorgeous. She
okay.
takes care of herself.
I'm envisioning it right now.
she's well put together. Now,
does she smell good?
Yes, but she also smokes cigarettes, which also confuses me. Like, it works for her character.
Yeah.
But IRL, it would not work for me.
I'm telling you, bro, IRL, if a girl is hitting a cigarette, that bumps her down 4 points. If she's a 10 and she's smoking a cigarette, 6. If she's a 6 and she's smoking a cigarette, she's a 2. I'm sorry. If you're a 4 and you're smoking a cigarette, you're nothing.
You're a better man
so
than me.
Sorry.
As soon as I see her take that first hit, I realize her lungs are cooked, and I say, I don't want you.
I
can't even have you.
Damn.
I'm gonna accept.
That's generous.
I'm gonna accept a 5-year deal, and then you're gonna die, and I'm gonna have to pay for the funeral.
Yeah.
Why would I do
You're
that?
gonna get lung cancer.
Exactly.
You're gonna have lung cancer.
And your capacity's down. You can't swallow things.
Yeah. You can't even swallow this dirt.
Real. I mean, if she ends up getting the voice box removed, then she'll have the hole in her neck.
And her mouth is going to be dry from smoking cigarettes all the time.
Exactly. Her breath's going to be kicking.
Oh, shit, dude.
And not morning breath is going to be 10 times worse.
Yeah. And then she's like, I got to go out here. I got to smoke a cigarette. And then she's going to get in a habit and she's going to start smoking inside. And you're going to be like, what the fuck is going on here? Just lay off the cigarettes, you guys. Come on.
It's not cute. It's not cute.
It's not cute. It's not sexy. Even the guys out there. This isn't just about women.
Yeah. That was only cool for guys back in like the 80s when you were a detective.
Yeah.
When they used to have the cut scene with the smooth jazz.
Yeah.
And you'd be sitting over there in the shadows, put a cigarette on the table, and then open up the case file. That was when it was cool.
See, maybe a cigar every now and then.
Yeah.
That's classy.
Yeah.
But women, sorry. I'm being sexist today.
Yep. Stay beautiful. Stay beautiful and pretty.
So this lady that you're talking about Momo's granny.
Yeah.
She's beautiful and pretty.
She's beautiful.
But she smokes cigarettes.
Yes.
Okay. I'm with you.
Now, mind you, she can't be younger than
Is she bubbly?
65. She's like a, not tomboyish, but she has a little bit of a spunky attitude.
Does she know Turbo Granny?
She knows who Turbo Granny is.
Oh,
they're not acquainted, but she knows who
she's like a legend.
Yeah,
Turbo Granny's like a little legend in the field.
Yep. Because since Turbo Granny's a spirit and the grandma's a medium, like she does predictions and stuff. And one of the things that was funny about it was when we first get introduced to her, we see like a younger cut scene where Momo's like 6 years old.
Yeah.
And the grandma, and I look at the grandma like, hold on, that's a grandma?
Yeah.
Well, I know her hair white, but she look kind of all right.
I wonder what her daughter looks like.
Yeah, we don't get to know. We don't get to know. And I was sitting there, I was like, so Momo believes in ghosts but not aliens, and Ken believes in aliens but not ghosts.
So what about Turbo Granny?
Well, see, the thing is, they didn't know she existed at first. It's just a legend and that Momo knows about. So they both dare each other to go to places where there's supposed to be alleged, like, common, like, aliens and ghosts.
Yeah.
So she sends him to go see Turbo Granny.
Different planet?
Kinda.
Okay.
Really, really close.
All right.
Now, he goes to that tunnel where Turbo Granny is. She goes to, like, this random skyscraper that's been, like, it's
obliterated by aliens.
It's just old as shit.
Oh.
And she's walking through, he's walking through. There's footprints on the side of the wall that are bloody. He looks at it with his glasses, doesn't realize anything, keeps going. She pans through the building, and there's a whole humanoid figure standing in the back of the building. She doesn't see it, keeps going. So a lot of foreshadowing going on, you know what I'm saying? They keep going. He was the one that got caught first. Turbo Granny ends up revealing herself
and dismantling him.
Basically, first thing out of her mouth, the freakiest line I've ever heard in anime, and I've seen hentai.
Okay.
I will let you suckle my tits if you let me gobble your dong. Mind you, this isn't a hentai show. This is just a regular show.
So this is what Turbo Granny
said to a 16-year-old boy.
Damn, Turbo
She's
Granny.
Thousands of years old. She was getting freaky.
Turbo Granny freaky.
She said, I will let you suckle my tits. And then you heard the smacking.
Oh.
If you let me gobble your dong.
Dang. Like, she's really about that shit, too.
Yeah.
You a freak, Turbo Granny.
And the craziest thing was, he runs trying to get away, and Momo's they're on the phone together. Momo's like, don't run. And he's like, I'm already running. She was like, if you run, just don't get caught because she'll put a curse on you.
Oh,
tell me how
man.
We see a little slow motion animation. She runs on the side of the building. She runs over the top, grabs him up.
He takes 3 steps and
took his balls.
She removed his balls from
balls
him.
Are gone.
No, was it like a clean snatch or was it like gory?
It just cutscene. Next time we see him, he has no balls.
No.
Momo got done worse though,
because she got balls. Is that what you was about to say?
No, she almost got graped.
Oh,
yeah.
Dang! Not the grapes.
Wicked. Now it was the aliens that did it. Now the aliens are dressed like some Bank of America accountants.
So the aliens are some freaks.
Yes.
Damn, the aliens are worse freaks than Turbo Granny.
Literally, right after Momo ends up sliding out, or she hears the phone. She's like, Ken.
Yeah.
He's not responding obviously because he's getting his balls took in the process. You just hear screaming.
Yeah.
The lights beside her start going out one by one, all the way to the end. The camera pans. And then we see 3 dudes standing down there.
Hold on.
And
so what? Like, why did they go? Why did they go looking for this mess to begin with?
Basically, it was just a joke. Neither of them really thought that they were gonna find what they were saying, but they were like, "Oh, you don't believe in it? Bet go over here. I bet you won't." And if you go there and you do find it, you have to be my slave for a week.
And then they got freaked out.
And then they both ended up going, and they both got played.
Yeah.
He got his balls took, and she almost got taken.
They got slimed by some freaks.
It was bad. It was bad because the thing was, she literally says, I'm gonna go this way, and she turns around and tries to run. They didn't even animate like a full running scene. They did 6 slides of them slowly gaining on her, closer, hand over the face. You see one eyeball, her mouth wide open, and then clothes getting ripped off.
Dang.
And that was the end of that one. And then it jumps to a part where they got her strapped to a table, talk about how they reproduce by cloning.
And how old is she?
She's 16 too.
God,
these are minors.
Come on, aliens.
These are children.
Come on, aliens.
And I was like, bro, it was out of pocket. Now,
come on, you guys.
That's probably the freakiest the show gets.
Really,
it does have some other interestingly freaky parts. But I was like, you know what? It was so funny. I was like, I gotta do something with it.
Yeah.
Mind you, it took me like 2.5 weeks to make the video because
you had to edit it.
Yes, and I not only do I hate editing, but it was like. Because I was jumping from like a fight, like when it's a fight, you just break down a little 3-minute fight. You extend the video out to 8 minutes.
Yeah.
You made a lot of jokes. You made it funny. You made it entertaining. Cool. Boom, boom. We're good. When you're doing an episode review though, you have to pick out what parts actually matter and leave out the parts that don't matter. But if you make too many jokes, you end up creating a review that's literally just as long as the episode, which I did. My review was 21 minutes. The episode was 23 minutes.
Really?
So at that point, you might as well just watch the episode. But I was like, you know what? I'm going to put it out there anyways. Rolled out like I put it in Opus Clips. Yeah. Got about 23 different shorts to come out. Put those up. It's been filtering. I think it's at 2.1 or 2.2K right now. Most watch hours from any of my videos yet. I have part 2. I have the audio recorded. I have most of my memes loaded in. I just have to add in the clips from the actual episode 2. Yeah. And I think I'm going to try and just like go and catch up to the weekly drops and then finish out the season. And I might jump on the One Piece train.
The One Piece train?
Yes. So.
Oh, I'm familiar with One Piece. That's like one of the only animes that I know.
Longest is long.
And not as long as Naruto, is it?
Oh no, it's actually probably like twice as long.
Is it really?
Because Naruto ended at like
all of Naruto.
Yeah, so like Naruto finished with like 480 episodes.
Whoa!
And then they eventually transitioned into Boruto, which is about Naruto's son. I don't love it that much. It's not as terrible as it was when it first dropped, but I don't watch it.
Damn, bro, you've been locked into the anime train.
Yes. And now One Piece is like 1,100 episodes.
Dude, I'm telling you, if they make a whole series of Turbo Granny, I'm on it. I'm serious. I'm locked into Turbo Granny.
Bro, it was crazy.
But One Piece, you're getting into One Piece.
I'm going to try. Now, I worked out the math. The 1,100 episodes, if I estimate to be like 22 minutes an episode, I watch everything in ×2 speed.
Oh,
call me autistic. I watch it all in ×2 speed.
No, do you really?
If it's a really riveting scene, like a really heartfelt scene, I'll slow it down.
Yeah.
But if it's like a fight scene or whatever, I'm really enjoying the show, but it's like mad episodes, I'm putting it in ×2 speed. If you got a 24 episode season, I don't really have the time like I used to in my high school days to sit there and just grind one out.
Yeah.
So I'm putting it on ×2 speed. I'm gonna watch it while I'm doing whatever I'm doing. I'm like, okay, yeah. And then in an hour, instead of getting through 3 episodes, 2.5, 3 episodes, I just got through 6 episodes.
You're right.
So I'm already halfway through the season, bro.
That's crazy, bro. I couldn't enjoy it though,
bro. My brain works really fast, so it works. Yeah. If it didn't, I would have to slow it down.
Yeah. But I mean, of course, I could comprehend it, but because I listen to books on 2 times speed on Audible sometimes, so that I can just obtain the information. But I feel like sometimes I lose information like that.
For sure.
Because then I'm like, I will be doing a task, and then I kind of won't be paying attention. But then
you're missing twice as much.
God dang, bro.
You gotta be glued to it.
No, you gotta lock into that shit. One Piece it is. Your next move is One Piece.
I'm gonna try. Now, in theory, if I watch it at ×2 speed, it'll take me, I want to say, if I watch about 12 hours a day, it'll take me 9 days to finish it.
12 hours a day?
12 hours a day, 9.5 days to finish it.
Which you said 9.5 days?
9.5 days.
I feel that.
At ×2 speed.
I feel that.
I have to watch it at ×2 speed, though.
You have to.
If I slow it down, I'm adding time to it. If
I
get up to use the bathroom, I'm adding time to it.
Yeah.
And the thing is, there's mad filler, like extra stuff that's not actually related to the story. They just basically fillers like when there's a manga source material, which is like the guidebook for how the show's supposed to go.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
But if they catch up to where they're at in the manga, they have to either pause the show and put it on hiatus and say, okay, this is the end until we have more source material, or they just create some BS episodes with some random plots going on and a random storyline to buy time until the manga finishes out another couple chapters. Like, all right, cool, we could join back in, and they go back to the storyline. Their pacing is so bad, and they actually went on hiatus like 2 weeks ago, and they said we'll be back like June time 2025. So that's a whole 7 months I have to make the most of it and finally catch up. Yeah. And I was one of those people where I was like, I'm not watching a show that's over 1,000 episodes. What the hell do I look like?
I can't.
Do I look like one of those Grey's Anatomy watchers?
Oh, fuck.
No.
Or house watchers.
NCIS?
Yes. Oh, God.
CSI Miami?
No. Hell no. We ain't with that.
Y'all, I leave that to my lovely ladies.
Yeah.
You guys enjoy your true crime that has 2,000 episodes.
And your Hallmark movies.
Yeah.
Y'all, hey, honestly, y'all can keep that shit.
Yeah, I leave that to y'all. Y'all
can keep all those Hallmark movies. We're done with those.
Now, a good Lifetime movie, I'm not going to lie.
It's the same thing.
No. Hallmark it get too cheesy. It's
way too cheesy.
Like Lifetime, they be having like the most random murder mystery plot, and then somebody's getting kidnapped, and it's like, why are they getting kidnapped? Well, 5 years ago, this happened, and they crossed paths with this person, and da-da-da. And I'm like, bro, what the fuck
just happened here?
Yeah. And then we got this random scene where the creep's staring at a lady through a glass house. Why her house has glass panels on the backside, I have no idea. Yeah. But, you know, he's standing by the pool watching her in the house get undressed. And then we have a cut scene, and it's the next morning. I'm like, okay, so what happened to bro?
Yeah.
Where'd he go? And it's like, it'd be getting interesting. I'll be like, hold on.
I see what you're saying.
Where you creep into the room, and you be like, bro, what you watching? It's like, I'm watching The Devil's Keeper.
Oh, no.
Oh, what? All right, walk out of the room. You hear a scream or something, you peek back in.
So you're saying Lifetime is like Lifetime's like an edgy Hallmark.
Yes, that's a perfect way of putting it.
Yeah, shout out.
It's got more seasoning, more flavor to it.
Here you go. This is a thumbnail.
More flavor, more swagger to it.
Okay, be cool. Yeah, man. Anime is not where my expertise lies.
I understand.
And I believe that you have that under control.
Yeah.
I think that you are the jazz expert.
Bro, that channel's struggling.
It's struggling?
The chat.
Bro, you still be getting good views on it.
The thing is, I took a nosedive. Like, I haven't seen 1,000 views since the end of last month.
Really?
And it was a video about the Thunder. Now,
so did you just catch on like to the algorithm and shit? Or did you do like heavy promotion?
I think genuinely it was doing good because the team wasn't terrible to watch. Like this year, like coming into the season, they were like, hey guys, we're playing the young guys. We're not going to be very good. We're going to lose a lot of games.
Yeah.
And so you have a lot of sports fans where they're just fair weather fans. They're not going to watch their team. They're not going to be Panthers fans and, watch us go 0-9 and then finally woohoo!
Shout out. Every year. 0-9 every year.
Like, they're not going to do that. So if they know their team's going to lose, they're just not going to watch the game. And I understand that. Dang. But as a result, my content is just so jazz specific, doesn't usually do well anymore. And like when they win, my views usually do better. Yeah. Obviously. But lately they've been losing. They've been sucking pretty bad.
Come on.
So,
is it Utah? Isn't that what it is? Utah?
Yep.
Come on, Utah.
They have nice mountains and everything out there. So I wanted to go there this year.
Yeah.
For a couple of days, maybe catch a game or two. Yeah. Just to see the environment. But I don't know if I'm gonna do it coming like springtime. I think I might hold off.
What all states have you been to?
East Coast. I'm originally from New York, so I've been through everything.
You're originally from New York?
Yep.
No way. Was you born in New York?
Yep. But I'm upstate.
You out in the country.
I'm from the capital, though. I'm from Albany.
Oh,
now, most people don't think of Albany when they think of the capital of New York.
I don't even think of
New York
Albany.
City.
I never think of Albany.
Brooklyn,
Yeah,
those sort of things.
Seriously.
One of the boroughs. Like, understandable because nobody really cares about us. But, we're here. We're like, hey.
Yeah, you're like, hey, over here, you guys. So you're originally from Albany, but then we're giving you an interview. We're interviewing you. So you originally went from Albany, and then you came to
all the way down here.
All the way down here.
Yep. Now
shout out.
I've actually been to every state between New York all the way down through here. I've been down to Florida because I've been to Disney World before.
Did you drive?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
I've never been on a plane before.
I haven't either.
I have a passport now, though.
Whoa.
I was supposed to be going on a cruise.
I think mine's expired. That's why I had to get a passport for a cruise.
I was supposed to go on one, and then something happened with the other people that were going, and then we missed out.
Damn, shout out.
Mind you, I had to flush about $1,100 down the toilet.
No.
I could really use that $1,100 right now.
I hate stories like that, man.
I'm not going to lie.
I hate that.
Man, look. But it ultimately made me start saving more money this year.
Oh, really?
I've been doing pretty good.
You've been locked in?
Next year, November time, I should be debt-free.
Okay.
I'm currently $30,000 in debt, by the way.
Yeah.
So
shout out.
This is my stamp. So I'm gonna look back at this. And I better smash my goal.
And in a year from now, I'm gonna send this video to you, and I'm gonna be like, "Bro, you said that."
Ha ha.
Yeah.
If I don't do it, you might catch me like standing at the edge of a bridge.
Dang.
For Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Yo, somebody go out to save me.
Well, what do you think about Spider-Man?
Spider-Man. Tobey Maguire. That's my Spider-Man.
Are you serious?
I respect Tom Holland. I respect.
I think Peter Parker.
Well, obviously, but the best Peter Parker is Tobey Maguire.
Really?
He was so great at it. He was great at being a nerd.
He was
great at being a superhero. He was great at being bewildered. He was great at being confused. Like all his facial expressions were on point. Like when I think Spider-Man, I think Tobey Maguire.
Bro,
Tom Holland's cool.
I think Tom Holland is a really good Spider-Man.
He is.
I rewatched all of them here recently. And I think that Tobey Maguire did a really good job. That will always forever be the OG Spider-Man. But Tom Holland is such a good Spider-Man.
He definitely is.
He really is.
He also fits. I think
he really
if you put
fits
Tobey
that
Maguire
role.
in Tom Holland's role for what he had to do in these movies, he doesn't do nearly as well.
Yeah.
Because Tobey has more range, but he can't really play kid brother like the way Tom Holland did for Robert Downey Jr. being Iron Man. Like that dynamic, you can't get that with Tobey Maguire playing as Tom Holland did. That doesn't work. For
sure.
Like Tom Holland, yes, he's young, yes, he's childlike, yes, he has a youthful face and everything, but he also has like a giggly, bubbly demeanor.
What about
like
Andrew Garfield?
He's an interesting one because he's like kind of in the middle. He gives me more Tobey Maguire vibes because he can play darker characters.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he also has a little bit more of a like loving, like I pet cats when I see them in public. I wear turtlenecks type vibe.
I lick the dogs and shit. I feel you.
He looks like you would catch him at a coffee shop. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
He has that vibe. He has that library.
But the character, the Peter Parker that he played, I think was more suave.
Yeah.
He was definitely more suave. He wasn't as much of a nerd.
Yeah.
I mean, even though he was smart, but
it didn't come off the same way.
Exactly.
It was a more accepted
He was
role.
picking up bitches.
Exactly.
And I mean, Tobey Maguire's was, but
he got none. He got none in the beginning. In the beginning,
you know what I'm saying?
It wasn't until he realized, hold on, I'm Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I'm that boy.
He started getting bitches
and then he started
whenever
getting confident.
Exactly.
He started moving like he had it like that.
For real.
Garfield, he had leg over leg.
Yeah.
Chatting him up.
Yeah.
You need a tutor?
He was getting bitches before he was Spider-Man.
Exactly. He was just that dude.
Yeah.
And then he became Spider-Man. He's like, oh, I'm really that dude.
See. Yeah, but I think that Tom Holland Spider-Man is more humble. A little bit more humble. You know?
Because he's like kid, like I said, kid brother to Iron Man. Like he's like the energy is different. The expectation is different.
He's allowed to shoes be younger. To feel.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly. He has the opportunity to grow into something. He's not already expected to be something and be a solo act the entire time.
Yeah.
He has the opportunity to be himself. To be what is he? Like
to be
17,
or not
18?
To be.
Basically. Like, he has the opportunity to be like a 17, 18-year-old kid and just like live life. Just do stuff.
Okay.
Go places, do things.
Let me ask you another question. When's the last time you read any Shakespeare?
It's been a minute.
Really?
I actually am very fond of more of the Robert Frost as I've gotten older.
Oh.
I've come to appreciate
Well, I think that's a little bit. Isn't that after? Like way after? That's like 100 years after or some shit.
Yeah. He's definitely, he has a very
It's easier to read. It's more.
For sure.
It's
for sure.
more of a modern English.
For sure. And he has more of a cold tone. Like everything isn't loving with him. as his name would suggest, with Frost being your last name.
Yeah.
He has like more of a cold, more callous demeanor in some of his works. And I appreciate it because, especially with the winter months coming along, I'm not listening to a bunch of bangers when I go in the car. Like I told you, I was listening to Laufey and like, I was listening to a bunch of like just alternative type vibes.
Yeah, you
like
was getting
music,
into it.
Soft guitar strums. Like in the car, like basically almost elevator tier music. Yeah. And I was just enjoying the vibe. Like, and it's wintertime, it's cold and everything.
But you wasn't gonna bump no Robert Frost.
Nah, not yet. That's for a night when I'm staring out the window while it's raining.
Damn.
When it hits, yeah, it's gonna hit.
Damn, shout out to Robert Frost.
Now, classical music. Who's your favorite classical composer?
Bro. Probably Mozart.
I respect that.
For real, I like Beethoven, and that's the only two that I really know.
I'm a Vivaldi guy.
Oh, who?
I love Vivaldi.
I don't know
so
that
he
is.
made Four Seasons. It's hold on.
Four Seasons.
That's the main name of the thing. Hold on.
I really like Mozart. And I know.
Who was it? Somebody's composition got unearthed recently.
I think that was Mozart.
It might have been his. Yeah.
So there's like new Mozart music coming.
Basically.
Nah, he was like. I think the reason I lean more towards Mozart more is because I think that I feel like I know him more on a personal level because I know his story that was told by like other people within books. Mm-hmm. So I've heard stories of Mozart in books that I read. I think in like
this guy.
Oh yes,
this guy.
I know exactly who that is.
Yeah.
Holy shit!
A whole lot of vibes.
I listen to a lot of classical music whenever I paint, so I've listened to a lot of different shit, but I just know the two biggest ones. Mm-hmm. But I'm telling you, bro, Mozart was like a genius as a kid.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Unheard of.
For real. He was writing composures whenever he was like 11 or some shit.
In ways that we will never see again.
Seriously.
Like, he's the equivalent of like Juice WRLD if Juice WRLD was 11 years old.
I think his dad was a music teacher. I'm pretty sure his dad
which also would play. Yeah, that would also play into it.
It's like the same thing with Picasso. His dad was a paint teacher.
Realizing how close some artists live to our time is actually crazy. Because some of them lived until like the 1980s, 1990s. And when I think about them, I'm thinking of guys that are like, they had to have been alive during slavery times. Yeah. So why are they alive? What do you mean they were alive when my parents were born? Yeah. What do you mean by that?
Yeah, Picasso was like around in like the damn... I feel like he was around.
He passed
in like the 80s or some shit.
like 87, 89, something like that.
Seriously, he died at like 90 something. Yes, I'm pretty sure.
Like, bro, your time has passed. How are you alive?
For real. No, that is crazy.
And like when I think about it, it's,
like Michael Jackson too?
Basically, yeah.
Like we lived whenever Michael Jackson was alive.
Exactly. You know, one thing that I think about sometimes, especially when holiday season rolls around, as you get older, you long for the feeling, like I've never celebrated Christmas, but
long for the feeling of a warm touch.
That too. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to Cuddles.
I need them.
Yeah.
But
shout out.
Like when
you long for the feeling of, and then like I said
enjoyable.
And just to recap,
like enjoyable, being able to enjoy the holiday season. Like when you're a kid, the holidays happened to you when you were in elementary school, and they were like, the gingerbread men, they all ran away. We have to find them, guys.
Like, fuck, not again.
What? They ran? What? They can move?
We gotta find these things.
And you guys go around the school, and then you come back. It's like, oh, the trap worked.
Yeah.
We caught them. Woo! Now you can eat them. Now you can cannibalize them.
No. Please don't eat
like
the gingerbread man. They have souls too.
It's like a memory that just like sticks in your head.
Yeah.
And then as you get older,
it's like traumatizing, isn't it?
In a way, but it's also like as a kid, you don't realize how crazy that is. It's just like, oh, they ran away. We got to find them. Yeah. And we got to eat gingerbread cookies.
You don't think how crazy it is that Santa's always watching you.
Yeah, but when you listen to it, and a lot of things come down to the music that's played along with it. A scary clip is never really scary if you put goofy music or goofy noises behind it. It's only when you have the eerie silence.
No, you're actually right.
The violin solo really playing the hell out of it.
Yeah,
it's like,
I seen a video of a deaf person gonna go see scary movies, and they didn't react to it because they couldn't hear the noises.
Subtitles.
Seriously. So they don't really like it.
I can understand.
So what do you do if you don't have a chimney? Like, I don't have a chimney here. So like,
unlock
how
your
is
back door and pray a black guy doesn't come in first.
Wow, what are the odds? Statistically speaking, what are the odds?
So, as we make this joke, somebody opens it. Whoops! Sorry,
no,
wrong house. Close the door.
Dang. Well, at least they didn't rob us.
Well, like, the holiday season, I realized, like, it's only special because it happens to us. Like, when we're kids, your parents organize everything.
Yeah.
And they hide everything from you and they make it special.
Yeah.
But, like, when you become a teenager, you become an adult, you have to do that shit yourself.
I feel like Santa low-key robs people. Like, low-key. Like, whenever I say low-key, I mean, like, he, like, takes shit that you won't ever realize that was took.
It just went missing one day.
Exactly.
Man, my favorite pair of socks.
And like, damn, why can't I find those anymore? It was Santa Claus. He did that shit.
He's just playing mix match with items.
Yeah, he's just fucking everybody's world up, and we're thinking that he's over here saving the day and shit. But yeah, bro, as an adult, man, you have to be Santa.
Yeah. Your own Santa.
We have to go rob shit.
And that's the thing. That's why it's like, it just doesn't, the holiday season doesn't hit the same. Like, yeah, you can still drive through neighborhoods and be like, oh yeah, their electric bill is super high. I know it is.
Yeah,
that sort of thing. But like, for yourself,
bro,
if you come home and you didn't put presents under the tree, if you didn't go to the store and buy yourself something, gang, ain't nothing.
I know this one house around here. I know this one house. It's just probably about 15 minutes away. Mm-hmm. And bro, they have about an acre of land, and it's completely filled with absolute. I was gonna say absolute garbage. No, but it's absolute Christmas.
Man,
like so many Christmas decorations. Every Christmas decoration that you can think of, it's out there. No, I'm dead ass serious, bro. I'll show you a picture of it after this.
I can imagine a couple.
I have a few pictures, and it gets bigger and bigger every year. And one time, somebody stopped by there and asked them what their power bill was. They said it was like $1,100.
I believe it. They said we're putting on a show for everybody to know.
Seriously, dude, it's so insane, man. It's crazier than because it's done down in the South. So you got a bunch of in the deep South. We're in the deep South now. Mm-hmm. Right here, you're in the middle of nowhere. Exactly. So like everybody just balls.
Yep. You do what you want to do.
Like in their own way. That's the thing. Exactly. In their own way.
Yo.
So like their whole entire yard is filled with Christmas. I keep on wanting to say Christmas ornaments, like Christmas garbage. I don't fuck with Christmas, man.
I've never celebrated it. It always looked entertaining to me.
Oh, you're more of a Hanukkah guy.
No, I do Kwanzaa.
Oh,
yeah.
Shout out to Kwanzaa.
It's a different vibe.
So what do you do for Kwanzaa?
So it's like 7 days. Each day is a different principle.
You don't celebrate Jesus, do you? Nah. Damn.
We just celebrate.
We just celebrate
principles. Like different days it'll be like unity, cooperative economics, creativity, faith. Self-determination.
And you don't have to fast during any of these days?
Nah. You just gather around.
But you aren't going to eat any bacon?
Nah. Never.
Never will you ever?
Nah.
Never ever?
I'm not going to lie to you. I can never go to Chili's again. I went to this one Chili's. It was after a basketball game. These monkeys put bacon in the mac and cheese.
Monkeys?
Yes, these monkeys.
Why are they monkeys?
They were subhuman, and they also happen to be black.
Yeah.
It just makes it worse. Both ways, double entendre, if you will.
Damn it.
Now, the thing that pissed me off was I asked the lady was like, yeah, it comes with bacon. I was like, can I get it with no bacon bits though? Because I obviously can't. I can't eat fucking bacon.
Yeah, I will die.
She put it in. They bring the food out. I start eating.
Yeah.
And the texture is a little off to me.
Yeah.
Why is it these random crunchy bits?
Uh-huh.
Mind you, I'd already swallowed.
No.
2 forkfuls in. And I look at it, and I get quiet.
No.
And dudes at the table with me, they look at, oh, what's wrong? Like, yo, taste this real quick, dog.
And they're celebrating Kwanzaa too.
It's like, yo, it's bacon in here. And I said,
fuck.
I know. I said, let me go to the bathroom real quick, gang.
Damn.
I couldn't throw up.
You went to the bathroom and you blew up.
I was hot. Like, I was so unbelievably pissed. I wanted to go back there and throw the cook on the flat top.
He was enraged.
I had never eaten bacon before in my life. He had me hot. And it's excused because I didn't know.
Yeah.
But it still pisses me off because I was trying to go to the grave being like, yeah, I did this virtuous thing. Ha ha.
Whoa.
Like, that would be the equivalent of, like, not having sex before marriage. Obviously, I did it, though. But
you definitely shouldn't. Don't have sex before marriage, you guys.
Bro, when it happened, I was hot.
Come on, you guys.
I went to my car. I was like, bro, I can't throw up. I went to my car.
What? Whenever you had sex before marriage?
No,
oh, you're still talking about the bacon. Oh, fuck. Okay, yeah.
So I put a glove on, and when I tell you, I'm fingering my throat, I'm fingering the fuck out of my throat. I'm trying to throw, bro, and I'm behind the car. There's a main road back there. I didn't care. I was like, bro, I'm trying to get it out, and I just couldn't force myself to throw up. I was like, bro, I was sick.
Damn.
And I sat at the table in silence. I was like, bro, no, we'll get your money out. We'll get your money back. I was like, nah, it's okay, gang.
Damn, man.
I've had enough for it. You get so pissed where it's like you're not even mad. You're just quiet.
Yeah,
it's okay.
But you can have beef.
Technically, I can. I just don't.
Oh, you just don't.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, immediately after that, one of the cooks was in the back getting yelled at by one of the cashiers.
Damn.
Like she was. I don't know what he did. She's like, "You gonna quit trying me? That's why your baby mama don't fuck with you." And I was like,
This was in Charlotte, wasn't it?
Yeah, of course. Of course. Of course. And I was
damn, like, man.
Y'all got some interesting stuff going on.
So have you ever have you ever hold on. Have you ever took a piss in a really strange place where it's like fun because you're about to get caught? But
you're an exhibitionist, aren't you?
Yeah.
Let me see. I can't say this yet because I work at one of the facilities where I actively did it. But I piss outside all the time. Yeah, all the time.
Hell yeah.
Bushes, whatever the case may be. If it's bad, the thing is, I can hold my bladder for a really long time.
Yeah.
So sometimes I have to remind myself mentally, like, oh, I need to go. I haven't gone to the bathroom in 8 hours. Let me go to the bathroom. I haven't gone to the bathroom at all today. It's 9 p.m. Let me go to the bathroom.
So you take a piss every chance you get.
Basically. Whenever it comes to me, I'm like, all right, yeah, let's go and knock this back.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely been outside near storage bins, near buildings.
On the side of the road.
I haven't done that.
Really?
I haven't had to actually.
Wow.
It's usually around storage buildings, around regular buildings
that all have cameras,
around trees. It does happen. You can't tell what I'm doing though.
Yeah.
I wear a baggy shirt, so I just pull the bagginess over the bulge
and just let it go.
Stand there, face my back to the camera.
Fuck yeah, I like that, man. Yeah, I think that I've took some pretty questionable pisses myself. Can we be honest with you? Yeah, I think that they've been borderline, public, indecency. Indecent
I'm on the line right now.
Yeah, right there at it. Actually, my uncle he got a charge for
what the fuck?
He was drunk and he was pissing out on the sidewalk or some shit, and the cops called him.
That's wild.
Yeah, so they got him. Hey, shout out. You know who you are.
Shout out Unc.
Shout out Unc, for real. So, man, I got another good question for you, man.
Mm-hmm.
Are you ready for this?
Of course.
Okay. So, who would win in a fight? This is a good one. The Grim Reaper or the Gravedigger?
Grim Reaper.
Why?
As long as he has a scythe. Grim Reaper, no scythe. He doesn't. I don't think he wins.
Really?
Yeah. Because the scythe is his specialty tool.
I'm just talking. It's like the hand-to-hand combat. That's what we're talking about. Hand-to-hand combat. Who's gonna win? Do you know Gravedigger?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm talking about the monster truck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking.
That's pretty badass.
He's like,
what are you gonna do?
So how would one power scale? If he has his scythe, he definitely has the advantage for obvious reasons. Because it's literally the death scythe.
He doesn't have the scythe, bro.
No scythe.
Hand-to-hand combat.
Okay, so is he like a skeleton?
Who, the Grim Reaper? That fella?
Yeah.
That fella?
Yeah. Full skeleton? And if so, how much strength does he have? Because like
he's really the Grim Reaper, bro.
He'd be taking souls. So
he's the cousin of death.
So
actually, technically, I think that he is death.
Basically, in theory, he has the ability to like drag grown men to hell. So I mean, in theory, he could probably stop Gravedigger like in its tracks, literally.
The monster truck. We're talking about the monster truck.
Quite literally. Pick that green and black up and just boom it.
I think that the Gravedigger would win.
But that will require him to put death down. But if death doesn't have consciousness, death is just death.
I'm telling you, bro. You just run him over.
But that would be a lot of like that would be an internal. That would be like Sisyphus trying to push the rock up the mountain. Like you'll never really get to the top. You'll just keep pushing it.
So then you're saying that he won't die?
No, I don't think he will. I think it's just a repetitive running him over and hoping that he doesn't get like.
Hey, but it's Gravedigger though.
Gravedigger will run out of gas. There it is.
Okay.
There it is. He has until the end of the monster truck show.
When's the last time you seen a monster truck show? Have you ever been to a monster truck show?
Never been.
Never ever. Is it on your bucket list?
I've never been to a NASCAR meet. I want to go to a NASCAR meet. I'm gonna have to go to one.
I feel like maybe I went to one.
Because I hear that they're really, really good.
Maybe I haven't.
The thing is, obviously, most black people don't end up going to those sort of venues.
Why?
We're not. Most of them aren't usually welcome. But like, I feel like if I go with my redneck, if I find a redneck friend and we just go together, I think it'll really go.
Wear a rebel flag.
Exactly. I just go there with.
We dripped out.
Rip off flannel, half button. Chest hanging out.
Yeah.
American cap.
Make America Great Again cap.
I mean, that's a red ticket. That's a ticket right there.
Hell yeah.
Put on some bootcut jeans and some cowboy boots.
Man, oh man. Out there. This reminds me of the memes that I see that you like.
I mean, people be getting on me about the memes I like. I'd be like, they'd be like, what were you doing liking this? Somebody would give me the message. I'd be like,
Bro,
so I wanted to happen one.
Every time that I see the most fucked up shit on Instagram, I like it immediately. Every single time. And my algorithm's so fucked up right now that it's so bad, and I just like them all.
Hey, it'll do it.
It's bad. I feel like if some people seen the memes that I like on Instagram,
I'd be feeling like some of those people where they'd be like, I like this not because it's funny, but because I understand the meaning behind it. I gotta like their message too, just to clear my conscience.
Yeah. Like, sometimes drop a comment.
Exactly.
Relating to the fucked up meme. Shout out. But anyways, man, what the hell was I about to tell you, man? Because we talked about Gravedigger, and Gravedigger is fucking phenomenal, man. And I love Gravedigger with all my heart.
All right.
Okay, so what do you think about the election that just happened? Did you vote, first of all?
I did. I voted third party.
What?
Yeah.
For the president?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Now here's the logic, right?
Okay.
Everybody's complaining about both candidates, but everybody's still scared to vote for other people. The reason why Kamala and Trump were allowed to basically I'm going to say Kamala more than Trump, just really say, he's ass, I'm better than him. That was the crux of her entire argument.
Yeah.
Anytime she was asked about policies, my policies are better than his.
And she was like, abortion.
Yes. Choice. Why should we take away choice? It's like, okay, what about the rest of your policies? If I said, if one Kamala supporter, gun to your head, tell me one economic policy she wanted to put in place.
Yeah. Let's name one.
Name one thing she did as the vice president.
Ooh.
Crickets.
Yeah. Crickets, for sure.
But people want to act like, oh, Trump was president before and we didn't like how he did things. And I'm like, Kamala was just president.
Yeah.
And you didn't like these last 4 years we had.
Seriously.
And she says, when asked multiple times in interviews, she's a flip-flopper. But in most interviews, she sat there and said, I enjoyed what President Biden did this term. I wouldn't change anything.
And in the next couple interviews.
That's the mistake. Because as soon as you say, I wouldn't change anything, then you sit there and talk about how the last 4 years, things have been getting rough for everyday Americans.
Yeah, Trump played that.
It's your fault.
Trump played that as as an ad.
And it's like, exactly.
And he was
like,
it's
this, too easy.
This message is approved by Donald Trump.
It's like, that's too easy. You're sitting there saying that, oh, you approve it, but that the thing you're approving of has made everything harder for everybody else. So.
Yeah.
You're not going to change anything is what you're really trying to tell us. Seriously. Without telling it. You're trying to say it without saying it. It's
and then in like a couple other interviews later, she said that she would do stuff different than Biden.
Exactly. So which is it?
So which one is it?
The thing that pissed me off was you realized how dumb some people were.
Yeah.
The people that, number one, would vote for her just because she's a minority. Right?
Yeah, that pissed me off the most.
The people that would vote for her just because she's a woman.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that one too.
And the people that boneheadedly thought if you didn't vote for her, you were racist, you were sexist, and everything under the sun.
Yeah, because she's Indian.
I just don't like Kamala.
Indian, black, and Mexican.
I just don't like her.
And there's new races about her coming out today.
Of course. New pack just dropped. What do you mean? DLC just got loaded in the game.
New race unlocked.
nine different accents and all.
Yeah.
But like,
shout out.
It was one of those things where it's like, if I asked you to name 5 things that she does well, you can't. She's not even well spoken.
Seriously, not at all.
Like, if you can't even speak well, how am I supposed to respect anything that you do? You mean to tell me you've been in office for 4 years? Nobody can tell me what you did so far. Nobody can tell me what you're actually planning on doing going forward. All we know is you wanna. And the thing is, she wants to make it so that women can have choice in everything with abortions. Whatever, right? She can't do anything about it.
She can't do anything about it.
It already got appealed. She can't put it into action.
Yeah.
The legislative branch would have to reinstate it. And they're not going to do that. Because I can't remember the last time we had Democrats in both the House and the Senate. It might have been Obama's second term. His first term, I don't think that it worked that way.
Yeah.
I think his second term was the last time we saw that. So you're not going to have that. So what are you talking about?
Well,
I'm going to make it happen.
The overturning the Roe v. Wade thing is like, that gives more opportunity to the people in the states to do whatever they want to. So if you're in a state that doesn't withhold the laws that you wish them to uphold, then you can easily move to another state.
Exactly.
You can move to another. If one state doesn't allow abortion, then you can move to another state that does allow abortion if you're really concerned about it.
Exactly.
And you also have the right, if you want that to be in law, people can vote for it.
Exactly.
People can bring it up to the local governments, and they can make this into a law. That's how it's a democracy. It's still a democratic republic, isn't it? Yeah. So people can influence the laws that get put into place, and people don't realize that. If it's a big enough issue that everybody agrees on, then it's going to be possible.
Honestly, watching people sit there and complain and cry and break down and
I seen that shit, man.
Afterwards, I was like, you dumbasses act like you didn't have 4 years of Trump already.
Seriously, for real.
You act like, oh my gosh, it's the end of the world. I've been suffering the past 4 years because of lackadaisical leadership, and then they rolled this old sack of shit out for 3/4 of this poll of this election campaign. Then you switch it to a random woman who doesn't know what she's doing.
Nobody even voted for.
Exactly.
That's the thing.
Like, oh my gosh, she didn't even win popular vote. Everybody's
real.
like, she's gonna win popular, but she might lose electoral. She lost both. She lost both. She was ass.
Big time.
She didn't know how to talk to people.
It was bad.
She appealed to the LGBTQ and colored people who are less than 15% of the population, and she alienated white men who are the largest voting population. That's not a recipe for success. It's a recipe for fucking failure.
For real.
So how was she surprised?
Seriously, and
she didn't have any policies or anything that she stood on.
Seriously,
nobody knew anything. The only thing about Trump's policy book that I'm not fond of is the tariffs. Because historically speaking, tariffs have never benefited people the way that he's saying they'll benefit the Americans. And the idea is, obviously, if you force companies to invest in the states, or if force people to buy from the state, from within the United States,
you're thinking everything's going to get more expensive.
Yes, by default, because in theory, it would force a world where owners have more money to work with, and so they raise their wages. Yeah. But historically speaking, it never happens. anytime we've put tariffs in over the past 150 years, the wages for people, the grunt of the world, if you will, have never gone up. And so over the past, I want to say 47 years, we've gotten to a point now where the top 10% of America has 70% of the wealth. The top 1% has 32% of the wealth.
Yeah.
And that's insane to think about. And I don't think that the tariffs are going to benefit us the way that I understand the vote of faith, but I also understand how history tends to repeat itself.
Yeah.
And if you're not being mandated to pay people a certain amount of money, and somebody's saying, oh, more people are going to buy from you from this area, they're going to buy your expensive products, why am I going to pay the grunts more money?
There's more incentive to do more things in America too.
True.
So like there's a bunch of companies that are, especially China, because one of the biggest things too with China is that if they're bringing all they're doing everything cheaper, Americans are going to buy everything from China because it's way cheaper than everything. So then in turn, it's also a threat to security because you're basically funding the Chinese government and you're funding the Chinese military all at the same time. And you're also funding slavery, child slavery at the same time. Every time that you buy something from China that is very, very stupid cheap, how do you think that they got it that cheap? And so that's the thing too, is that a lot of these places that are doing things for so much less money, it's encouraging a lot of the illegal things that are illegal here in the U.S. that are done
legal elsewhere.
Legal elsewhere, exactly. And then also it gives companies more incentive if it's more expensive here to put everything in other countries and then sell it to America so they could sell it for more. Because people can afford more here than any other country. Exactly. So they could sell it for more, but they can get everything for less. So they're making a fuck ton of money too. But I think that it could be a good thing. Tariffs could be a good thing. We'll see how it plays out. I think that the cheaper goods are definitely going to go up. I think for sure. And I think that could have some effect. But I think in the long term.
On a side note. One of the dumbest things ever is the fact that apparently as a farmer, at the end of your harvest season, you can't keep any leftover seeds you have. You either turn them back to the government or you burn them. And I did not know that was a thing.
Yeah,
I found out like last month at some point. I was like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
Like we have alleged food shortages and everything. You mean to tell me farmers can't keep extra seeds that they didn't use? Any seeds that were left over, any seeds that didn't end up growing, you can't keep them.
Well, he talked about something like that too, and about how he wanted to, give more incentive to the farmers as well to do more in the country and, grow more crops and then give them some sort of tax passes and whatnot so that they can get things cheaper as well. And also the issue of there's foreign countries that are owning land in America, like China especially, that are buying up a whole bunch of farmland. And some of them are doing them through very wealthy people, probably like Bill Gates, shout out, probably. But that's something. I think that I really think that the tariffs could be in the long run a better thing. But I think in the short term, people are going to suffer a little bit more because everything's going to go up a little bit more. But
if businesses follow the plan, it will be a great thing for America long term.
Yeah.
If the owners of the companies decide to act in their own self-interest instead of the interest of their business model as a whole, then instead of investing in more of the company, they're going to keep the profits. I think that a really interesting company that I heard about, I forget what it was, like a startup tech company. The guy was making about $7 million a year, and he had people ranging from salaries of like $35,000 to like $85,000. And so what he decided to do was just to try it out and see how it worked. He cut his salary all the way down to, he was making $1 million a year. He cut his salary down to $70,000 and made it so that everybody, no matter regardless of your position, everybody made $70,000. And everybody else in his similar space and in his circles was saying, it's not going to work. You're going to go bankrupt. You're retarded. Why would you even? You're slow. Whoops.
Oopsie.
You're slow. Why would you even do that? You're gonna go bankrupt. There's no way it works. But the thing was, because he made it public to his staff members, everybody didn't look at it as, oh, he decided to give us raises. They looked at it as, he appreciates our value. He appreciates what we're bringing to the table. Not only because he could have been making that $1 million.
Yeah.
But one thing that I found to be really fascinating was when COVID hit and like businesses were taking losses, he was almost gonna have to shut down the firm entirely.
Yeah.
But everybody around him took pay cuts downwards to like 40,000. Like
the
majority of the people in the company with him were basically giving money back, trying to make sure that they stayed open. And then as soon as they rebounded and they were making money back and they got back on sorts, he was able to pay them back not just back up to the 70,000, but also the money that they ended up giving to him so that he could keep the business open. And I thought that was just like one of the coolest things possible, because that's a Cinderella story where we won't see it very often.
I think that's really cool.
With good people, it works.
But I think that the problem with that is that since everybody's making the same amount, it doesn't really give anybody any incentive to do more,
For sure.
Because then they're like, why would I take this job that does more than this other person, but they're going to be making the same exact amount as me, and I'm doing more than them. So,
and it really plays on the moral compass of a person as well, because if you don't like your job and you're working it and you're busting your ass for it, and you're seeing the same as somebody who comes today smiling, cheery, happy, and they have their little visual design job, and they're drawing pictures on a little dashboard, and they turn it in, I'm done for the day, they clock out, they leave at 5, and you're there till 6:30, 7:30 p.m.
Damn.
And you don't like that job, it's gonna wear on you real quick. Like, I appreciate the boss's gesture, but at the same time, I fucking hate this. I hate this. He's going home with his 70 bands and he's cheesing, laughing all the way to the bank. I'm here 2 extra hours. I go home. I can't have a relationship because I'm always focused on work stuff. I got all this other stuff going on. It doesn't work for me. And in the case for those people, it's obviously not going to last very long, if it lasts at all. It would obviously be better for people that are like fresh into the workforce. Like if you're somebody who's long tenured, you're used to the more I work, the better I do in projects, the more money I end up making. Whereas young people, I think they value that appreciation and loyalty a little bit more than the older generation does, because the older generation, they're used to their trust being broken. So at any point, you might want to pay all of us $70,000 now, but what's stopping you from changing it next year? What, your word? How good is the business word realistically?
We're gonna find out.
Exactly. And it's like for people that have been in the machine for so long, it's like, I can't trust you because I've been fucked over time and time again. So if it's between, this is a cool stepping stone, but I can't put all my eggs in this basket.
So do you think that it was a good decision that guy did that?
For him specifically, I would say yeah. Now, in practice for everybody, I don't think it can be practically applied, because you're playing on the character of everybody that you have and trusting that everybody's going to look out for the person beside them, and that's not how it works. It didn't work in school, in your school days.
It didn't work in communism.
It doesn't work. And the thing is, a lot of things work when they are run perfectly and everybody abides by them. But that's not how the world is. Might we be in a simulation? Sure. But this simulation is damn far from flawless. There's a whole lot of stuff going on.
Most definitely.
It's all over the place. But it was a cute little thing, because it was one of those things where you're not going to see it very easily replicated. If ever at all.
If ever, seriously.
But it's nice, and I'm sure they'll last for a bit, because at a certain point, I think that you reach a point where you're like family at that point. It's not just, I'm coming to work with Mr. Davis. Like, no, that's Tommy. That's Tommy. We going out for gigs after this. Like
that's what's so cool about like working in like a family business. Because they really look at you as a person instead of a number. Whereas big corporations will usually look at you as a number.
Exactly.
And then they'll just, you're replaceable.
Yep. And whether we like it or not, that's how they have to look at it. Because once you reach a certain point,
they get really cutthroat.
The numbers matter, because for real. You get one person that's a bottleneck and they're cutting down on all the production. You could look at it from an Amazon standpoint. We don't care that so-and-so got sick, or so-and-so rolled their ankle at work and now their production's down. I got 2 days shipping. Make sure my shit's here in 48 hours.
Seriously, I paid for that shit.
Exactly. And then you get a bunch of complaints.
Let's get that shit immediately.
The whole PR thing, the media will be the first people. Yeah. Well, recently they're down $2 million in quarterly sales.
Oh, gosh.
Is this the end of Amazon? It's
no.
Like, what?
No, we're not doing that.
It's like, it gets real serious. And I think that's why I could never really be, like, I would love to be wealthy, but I would rather be rich than famous.
You'd rather be rich than famous?
I'd rather be rich than famous.
I definitely would rather.
I'd rather be rich to the point where, like, if I was like, you know what, I wanna go into the Gucci store. I don't even like Gucci, but I wanna be an N-word and go into the Gucci store.
Yeah,
I'm gonna buy some Gucci today.
Yeah,
I call the store. I'm like, hey, it's so and so. I was looking into buying about $200,000 worth of merchandise today. I just wanted to come and see. Is there a way we could like just kind of close down the store discreetly for about 15-20 minutes? I just come on through with my guys, security and everything. And I just do that.
Well, the thing with just being
don't know who I am.
The thing with just being rich without being famous, you don't have to have security.
True.
You can just show up as a regular person and nobody will ever know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's also one of those things where it's like, I kind of want that like backwards notoriety where like they close the gates and it's like, we'll be back with everybody in about 20 minutes. I just walk in.
Yeah.
Walk in with two guys. And then we're just like looking through. So like, who are they?
No, I think that you could definitely,
knows who I am.
Like if you're really, really rich, like you could definitely be very, very famous. Easily.
For sure.
Seriously.
There's one guy that bought fame
easily
using the trust fund money from was it Papua New Guinea?
Who?
It was some West African. Wait, what? Never eat soggy waffle. Yeah.
I got you.
West African
Never
nation.
eat soggy waffles. Mm-hmm. I got you. I got that. I got that reference.
It was it was one of those things where it's like they went. It was some like West African nation, and they created like a trust, and there was a guy who pretended to be a socialite, like a really famous guy. He would pay money. He would take money and basically spend it to go out on these excursions, throw these parties. He was like, you ever seen The Great Gatsby?
Yes.
He was kind of like Gatsby, but he wasn't doing it for a woman. He was doing it just for the love of the game, because he wanted people to think he had money. And so what he did was he just kept going out there. He's like, I have a great party coming. Everybody should come. He was buying people watches and stuff just to get them to come to the party, show out pictures, click, all that good stuff. And people just assumed he had money.
Yeah.
It wasn't his money he was spending. Yeah. And then it got to a point where he got caught, but the person that was helping him from inside of the country got arrested. And
he got caught what? Like being fraudulent? Being
fraudulent, yeah. And so he disappears off the map. Because obviously at this point he had embezzled like $500 million.
Damn.
So he was gone. He said, I can make myself disappear.
Whoa.
And he did. And they're still looking for him to this day, but his friend got packed up very expeditiously.
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting because one of those things was like, oh my goodness. Like,
just like that one guy. What the hell was that one guy? It's like started with a J. The guy that jumped from the plane that stole like $500,000 from a plane.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
And he jumped out, parachute. Nobody ever knew. It was like J.B. Hoover or some shit like that.
Yeah, basically.
For real, shout out. And he got a fuck ton of money and dipped out of there.
It takes one good time.
Would you ever rob a bank?
If I was down bad enough, yeah.
Would you? If you can get away with it, you could definitely rob a bank.
Probably, yeah.
If you knew 100%, like, yeah, you can get 100% get away with it.
Right now, no.
Why?
But I'll tell you, because I want to be able to say like everything I got it out the mud.
Listen, bro.
Now I could take it from the government because I know the bank is federally insured, so they're gonna get their money anyways. The money just temporarily disappears.
Yeah.
The only thing would be I want to be able to sit there and say my success story is completely separate. Now, if I reach a point where like 3-4 years from now, me and you are having these same conversations, and I don't got the Duke Dennis VVS grills in. I don't got no chain. I don't got no Cartier watch. I don't got nothing.
Yeah.
Then we might be having a different conversation.
I'm telling you, bro. If I can 100% get away with it.
What are you doing on Saturday morning?
Yeah, we're gonna go rob a bank. That's what we're gonna do.
I have a plan.
We're gonna go rob a bank with Turbo Granny.
Basically.
Yeah.
She go snatch the bag and we go be out.
Shout out to Turbo Granny.
She know.
Shout out to Turbo Granny. Bro, I just thought of of an economic policy that Kamala Harris had.
Oh, do tell.
She wanted to give every new home buyer $20,000 to go to a home. That's what she wanted.
It won't really help anything, but I like that. That's one positive.
It sounds
I thought you were about to pull the one where she was like, for the people in, Asheville and everything, $625.
No, Donald Trump did that.
Well,
no, I'm just saying Donald Trump did everything bad. It was all Donald Trump's fault.
Yo, I'll never forget the campaign behind that $650. That was the craziest thing. It was like, all you have to do is go online and put in your information, and we will get that wire direct deposit to your account.
Wow.
Bitch, they don't have internet. They don't have a house.
Damn.
The fuck is 650 gonna do?
Yeah, nothing.
They don't got Wi-Fi. What they didn't even see your message.
Dang,
what are you talking
bro.
about 650, gang?
Yeah, no, but that's crazy.
Hey. We definitely had $60 billion to send to Ukraine, though. Oh, yeah. To
Israel.
To Israel? Israel, they run it back. They just signed off to send another, it's either 60 or 600 million before Trump gets into office. Where the fuck is the money going?
Yeah, where exactly is it going?
Russia and China said, as soon as Trump got in office, we look forward to having a great cooperating relationship with the United States.
Yeah.
Biden could never. I don't care how he did it.
Yeah.
It just got done. I don't care if he's giving Xi Jinping a blowjob underneath the table.
Yeah.
I don't care. As long as we're all on good terms and we're kumbaya, perfectly fine.
For real.
Russia said, we're going to leave Ukraine.
Why are these wars still happening?
Money.
Why are they still happening?
Money.
They're making a fuck ton of money, dude.
Of course.
Everybody's making so much fucking money off of these wars. Big time, because they're sending the equipment, the old equipment. Even it may not just be cash. I think that they're sending the old equipment. From my understanding, they're sending the old equipment in the United States over there to all those, like Ukraine and I think Israel too. And it's still newer equipment to all the other countries, but it's older equipment to us. But also in that, we're also spending a fuck ton of money on the new equipment, which is then being passed along to and handed to a bunch of other people within the government. So then they're the people that are invested into these companies.
By the way, who was it? I think it's the Pentagon. On their most recent tax audit, they failed for the 7th year in a row.
Insane.
Yep. $85 billion.
Missing.
Yep, just disappeared.
That's insane, bro. I'm telling, bro, I guarantee as soon as Trump gets in office, bro, I guarantee that half of the government's getting fired.
Oh, it's going to get wicked, yeah.
It's going to get wicked.
And I love it.
It's going to get
because
crazy.
Because a lot of people that don't need to be in office. Everybody wants to sit there and say Trump did this, Trump did that. And I'm like, okay, let's follow the logic of saying he's a convicted felon, right? Let's follow that logic.
Yeah.
First thing I want to ask you, who allowed him to get convicted? Who put him on the stand?
Exactly.
Are you going to be? Are we foolish enough to believe that he's the only person that's done any of that?
Yeah, no.
The answer is no.
Absolutely not.
So why did he get allowed to take the fall?
Yeah.
Because they wanted him to, and then they realized, hold on, nobody's going to stop supporting him.
Yeah, exactly.
So now we have to find a way to backtrack.
It actually made him more famous.
Exactly. And
seriously.
So they had to backtrack it, and now they're trying to wipe it from his record now that he's president. And it's like,
crazy.
You should have just never did it in the first place.
They should have never did it.
Because if you're going to get on him, talk to everybody in every cabinet and every branch of government.
Yeah.
And get them the fuck up out of there too.
Exactly.
They're not gonna do that.
And it's also political prosecution.
Exactly.
It's literally what it is. They're using the power that they have to suppress him and to make him look like this terrible person that everyone in his position, in the sense of business, which is the specific case that I'm talking about with the business one, everybody in his position does the same exact thing.
Exactly.
They will evaluate in this one. What I'm talking about, supposedly he evaluated his assets more than what they were supposed to be, and then he, was trying to just in like the audits and whatnot.
Exactly.
And falsifying the value. But really, you can't really falsify the value like that because he is a famous person. So that automatically adds to the value of the assets that he has period. So even if the value of what he said is not the value, or not the value, you know,
it's all estimations. And
it's all estimations.
He took advantage of the same exact tax codes and policies that everybody else does.
Because you'd be in jail.
So what about everybody else?
Yeah.
Well, we're not going to put them in jail because, you know, they're all in cahoots.
Yeah.
They're all in cahoots. If everybody did it, nobody did it.
Nobody
until
did
they
that
don't
shit.
like you.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
For real. It really is about to get wicked. Come January, bro. There's going to be so many, you know, RFK Jr. and shit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had an obese bitch run. Excuse my language, but it had to be said. We had an obese bitch running the health committee.
Yeah.
Ain't no MFing way.
Yeah.
What can she teach me? That bitch need to get on a treadmill and walk backwards so her knees don't cave in when she's 60.
Damn.
What are we talking about? We had
seriously.
They went for representation instead of quality.
Yeah.
And that was the problem, because everybody now they're looking at the cabinets that he's trying to put together, and they're like, "There's no black people." I'm like, I don't give a fuck. As long as they do their job, I don't care. I don't care if you look like me.
Why does it even fucking matter?
I don't care if you look like my Uncle Trey.
Yeah.
Do your fucking job.
Let's put some of them YNs in office.
As long as you do your job, that's all we need.
Yeah.
That's all we need.
Seriously.
As long as the prices get put in order, we get people getting held accountable. We get business being properly taken care of.
Yeah.
We fix our image in the eyes of the rest of the world.
Yeah.
I'm good. Well, I don't care if he looks like my local sheriff's department officer.
Yeah.
Don't care. Don't care. He did his job.
I literally know people that have watched so much of the media nowadays that they seriously actually think that Donald Trump is like Hitler. They really actually believe that.
And it's like, he's not a great person. I'm not saying that. I will never say that. But I'll tell you right now, ain't no way in hell you going to convince me Kamala's better than him.
No way. There's literally no way. Literally. There's really no way. Especially just like, she couldn't even answer questions, man.
It got to the point where she was just trying to clown him with stuff that he said that wasn't funny. He was being dead ass serious.
Seriously.
And they would be like, okay, Miss Harris, what would you like to say on the topic? And she just starts laughing and pointing at, like, bitch, what are you doing? You're not funny. Usually women aren't the funniest in the world, but like, you're especially not funny. What are you laughing at?
Most
are you high?
Not. Yeah.
Are you on stage high?
She definitely seemed like she was high.
Oh, you know what pissed me off? When she sat there and she rolled out, so black women were like, black men, you better vote for Kamala. If you don't vote for Kamala, we're not going to have sex with you. You need to stop fucking half of the people you're fucking anyways. Stop it.
For real.
Because you know Trey's not shit. He ain't never been shit. His friends tell you he ain't shit and you still fucking him.
Damn.
So when you end up turning into a baby mama and he shrugs his shoulders and disappears, hits you with the peace sign and fades out,
damn.
You want us to feel bad? You want us to be surprised? We told you. And those same people will sit there and tell us that we needed to vote for Kamala, but then Kamala sat there and rolled out that 5 things that I'm going to do for black men.
Yeah.
One of them, I loved the wording on them because it was so hilarious to debunk it. The first one was like, obviously she had the generic, I'm going to support marijuana businesses. You put them in jail before. I don't trust you.
All of them, yeah.
I don't trust
and there's some of them are still in jail to this day.
I don't trust your word, buddy.
Yeah, that's the other crazy.
She said, the one that killed me, she was like, I'm going to help put out new business owner loans of upwards of $15,000 to $20,000.
Whoa.
And she said, for black men and others. Bitch, who is others? Transgender black men?
Yeah.
I thought this was for black people specific, black men specifically. That's not specifically black men. If you say and others, I say, you know what?
That's crazy.
We have deals today for teachers.
Yeah.
And other people. It's not a deal for just teachers, buddy. Hate to tell you.
Yeah.
That's not how words work.
Yeah.
I can read English.
No, their identity politics.
Yo hablo inglés.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, the identity politics that they got going on is wild, man.
Hilarious.
I truly think that it is hilarious, and I really get upset whenever people can't see past it either. And they actually really think that they have to vote for this person just because they are of a certain race.
Exactly.
Like, that is insane, man. That is truly insane.
As the saying goes, all that your color ain't your kind.
What? All that your color ain't your kind. Amen.
It really gets that simple, you know what I'm saying?
Amen, brother.
That's all it is. And it's like,
fuck yeah.
I would love, I would love for every politician to be a great politician.
Yeah.
I would love for, every black person that goes out on stage to be a great show.
Yeah.
Every white person that goes on stage to be a great show. Every Asian, every Latino, every Hispanic, great show.
Yeah.
That's not how the world works.
No.
So let's stop sitting here giving people the benefit of the doubt when they've done nothing to deserve it.
Yeah, the equity thing gets me too.
That's
the equity
pisses me off more than anything.
Bro, the equity thing really, really gets me, man.
I vaguely understood affirmative action, for colleges, but at the same time, it was one of those things where it's like, if you don't deserve to be somewhere, you should not be there.
No, absolutely not.
All due respect, because
if you're not qualified,
I'm gonna put it to you like this, right? This is gonna come off a little racist.
Okay.
Right? I'm not gonna say hate.
Okay.
I have a strong distaste for a lot of HBCUs.
HBCUs.
Yes, historically black colleges and universities.
Ah.
My issue with those,
I
have yet to. Let me think. Hampton University may be the only one where I've seen them have a proficient admissions department and financial aid department.
Yeah.
The running joke is always black people can't manage money. Black people are terrible with money. They're bad at customer service, communication, all that sort of stuff. When you go to HBCUs, the people they have in office, when you're asking about advising in your courses and stuff, they don't know what the fuck's going on. You ask about, you got a random $3,000 charge for courses and you thought you already paid off your courses. You got an email. Oh, you don't have to worry about that charge. It's just there. Why the fuck is it on my account?
What did you mean?
Am I gonna get dropped from my classes? No, we'll get it moved out of the system. And the thing is, they're trying to get over on people half the time.
Whoa.
They just throw the charges on there because some people, they'll just pay them or get a loan to pay for it without even asking a question.
No, that's wild.
It's just some debt that they've accrued.
Yeah.
And that on top of the fact of they just having poor customer service, whenever you call, whenever you go in person, nobody can answer half the questions you have.
No,
you have to go
real.
to a chairperson just to get a damn question answered. And it's like, what the fuck is the purpose of the rest of the grunts?
Yeah.
Like, you pick Tommy up off the street, cloned him 17 times and just put him at every single phone?
Every single time.
And it irritates me because everybody's like, oh, if you're black, you should want to go to an HBCU.
That's crazy, bro.
No.
That's crazy work.
I sit there. I could email Liberty University right now at, what time is it? At 10:40 at night. They will get back to me at 9 a.m. tomorrow.
Seriously.
If I email A&T, I'll be lucky if I get a response by the end of this week.
You may not even get a response.
I'm not going to get it. I might not get one at all. You're right. Yeah. I might call the office. Somebody pick up. I explain my problem. They say, okay, please hold, and then hang up the phone on me.
Yeah.
Because it pisses me off because black people will be the first people to be like, support black businesses.
Yeah.
No. How about that? Just no.
Yeah.
And I'm one of those people where it's like, I don't want a discount from your business. Say you start a clothing brand right now, right?
Yeah.
Your shirts are $20, hats $25, pants $40.
Yeah.
I don't want a discount, right? If you have a photo shoot or something like that and you want me to come, I'll come throw some threads on or whatever. But if I'm buying your clothes and there's not a universal sale code, I don't need that, right? Because if you're my guy, and I fuck with your brand and I like what you're producing, I'm gonna buy it off the muscle because I believe in your product and your brand.
For sure.
It has nothing to do with you being white, you being a ginger, you having a podcast.
No, that's
I
wild.
fuck with you as a person.
Seriously.
That's how it should go any further than that. It doesn't go any further than that. And I understand, we're one of the more underprivileged communities in the United States, but we also choose not to manage some fucking money.
Yeah.
You know how many times you try to explain something it's like trying to explain something to an older person.
Yeah.
Like trying to teach them about how iPhones work and how FaceTime works.
Yeah.
They're just like, no, don't worry about it. I don't care. As long as I can make a regular phone call, I'm good. I don't need to text. I don't need FaceTime. None of that. That's how older black people are when it comes to money, when it comes to investing. They want a get rich quick scheme or a lottery ticket instead of learning about the stock market. Instead of learning about index funds, mutual funds, IRAs, both Roth and rollover.
What?
They don't focus on that sort of
stuff.
It's
not just exclusive to black people either. That's
true.
just like,
and
I mean,
the thing is,
maybe it's more in the culture more.
Black people are the largest group of people in the United States specifically, where they will not have the financial literacy or not have the understanding of things and blame it on other people.
Blame it on other people.
Exactly.
Is crazy.
Imagine you didn't show up for science class and you didn't know how convection and the tectonic plates and magma and you didn't know the difference between magma and lava. but you missed 80% of your earth and environmental science class teacher courses.
So no wonder you don't.
Buddy, you didn't show up to class.
Yeah.
You didn't try to learn it. It'd be different if you attempted to learn it and you thought you knew it and you were just taught incorrectly.
Yeah.
Because that does happen. You know what I'm saying? It does happen. I'm not saying that doesn't happen. But there's a lot of people that just sit there and try and blame it on somebody else instead of pointing the finger at themselves and saying, I need to get better.
Yeah.
My thought process is always, I need to be better. I don't hold myself to other black people's standards.
Yeah.
I don't hold myself to white people's standards. I hold myself to whoever's at the top of the totem pole. So if it's Warren Buffett, if it's Bill Gates, if it's Donald Trump, it don't matter who it is. I want that money. So I have to either, one or two things has to happen. Either I have to be willing to do what they did to get their money, right? Which is going to be a little rough. Yeah. They do some ugly things to get some money. Or I have to be fine with trying to get close to them, but being fine when I don't reach that level. And people don't realize that they have to be willing to do one or the other. You can't sit there and be like everybody else and go to parties every week and do this, that, and the third, and go to brunches and drink mimosas and go to the strip club and throw ones, and then somehow have have $6,000 to put towards your IRA account that's going to compound every year. That's not how life works, buddy. Yeah. Especially not in this economy.
Seriously.
That's not how it works.
Yeah, isn't that like upsetting whenever they're just saying they will say that a certain group is at a disadvantage just because they are of that certain group.
Exactly.
Especially like in this situation, we're talking about black people. They will say that they are in a disadvantage just because of their skin tone. Yep. I think that is such a crazy statement to me.
In some areas, you can make that argument. But I'll tell you right now, I've had one lukewarm interaction with a police officer. I've been pulled over in West Virginia. I've been pulled over in Virginia. I've been pulled over in North Carolina. And I've dealt with police in all over the place. Charlotte, here, what's that one county over there by Fayetteville area, somewhere over there. I've had a fair share of interactions, and I've never had a police officer that was super aggressive with me. I've had one where it just looked like he was having a bad day. Yeah. And I was polite, I was well mannered and everything like that. Yeah, man, I was heading over here to see this basketball game. He's like, hey, did you know it was 35 right? I was like, I had no idea, honestly. I felt like I was going like 40, 44. He's like, no, you were going 47. I said, I apologize about that. I didn't even know. But no, I didn't know it was 35. Like, license registration? Cool. Give it to him. I'm not gonna sit here and bicker and all this stuff. I got things to do, you got things to do. You're just trying to do your job. So as long as you do your job, and I make it abundantly clear that number one, we have respect between each other. Yeah. Cool. I'm gonna let you do your job. Yeah. I'm gonna explain myself, but I'm also not gonna overstate myself. And then if you give me a ticket, you give me a ticket. Whoop-de-doo. Yeah. I'm gonna dispute it. I'm gonna get a lawyer. I'm gonna pay $200 and get it wiped off. Right?
Easy.
It is what it is. I made a mistake. I happen to be, or you know what? Worst case scenario. I get pulled over. I didn't do anything. He's a little bit aggressive. I'm gonna be diffusing everything. Yeah. Polite demeanor, smiling, polite.
That's all you gotta do, really.
I'm not gonna joke. I'm not gonna joke and kiki because clearly he doesn't want that. I'm gonna be respectful, all that sort of stuff, and then I will complain after the fact when I'm driving home on my own. Yeah. After the interaction, I'm not gonna sit there and get rowdy with somebody who clearly doesn't care about my life. Yeah. You see those memes where it's like, I know my rights, and then it's like. The thing was like when I say I know my rights and the police officer turns off his body cam and dude will sit there and he looks, he goes, damn, and then it pans to like a dog with his like eyes closed just looking down, or like Speed when he's like it's one of those things. It's like no. Hey, at that point you're cooked, buddy. Yeah. I hate to tell you, you're
like
cooked.
Just be respectful. Exactly. Like that's just a overall.
You know what? It's not going to work for everybody. And I'm prepared to say that, right? There's always going to be bad apples. Exactly. But what I'm not going to do is sit here and demonize every single law enforcement officer in history over the actions of 10 out of, even if it's 10 out of 200. Is that 10 too many? Absolutely. Yeah. But that also doesn't negate the fact that not 190 of them do their job.
And especially it looks even worse because the mainstream media will highlight the worst. Exactly.
They don't care about the one that saved somebody from getting hit by a car. They don't care about the one that died in the line of duty.
Seriously.
Trying to protect somebody. No, they care about the silly ones or the ones that are just so outrageous. Of course, it's going to draw people's attention because that's what mainstream media gets paid off of.
Yeah. Shout out to mainstream media.
I understand they're just trying to get a check at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but also people fall out of line because of it as well.
Yeah. Money is a hell of a motivator and a hell of a corruptor.
Well, what do you think about the police immunity thing?
I want to see more on the overall policy of it.
Yeah.
Because I
think that there's more to it.
People are being too generous. Because I'll take it a step further, right? Name a police officer that shot somebody unjustly over the past 5 years that actually got prosecuted and sent to prison.
It has to be specifically a shooting. The guy with George Floyd.
He's the only one.
Really?
He's the only one that comes to anybody's memory. Because the rest of them get put on administrative leave.
Yeah.
It gets investigated. The charges get dropped and they either get fired.
Yeah.
Or the charges get dropped and they get allowed to resume work.
Yeah.
And or they get switched to a different county.
I think, and even then, even
it's like, if that's not immunity,
yeah.
then what the fuck is immunity? You mean to tell me? Yeah. Imagine I sat there and I fought a student.
Yeah.
At the school, I fought a student. I laid him out cold.
Yeah.
They're like, "Oh, we heard you fought a student and you injured them, bruises and everything. We're gonna put you on paid leave. Well, am I gonna get a half pay? No, you're gonna get your full pay, but you can't come within 150 feet of the school. Like,
that's crazy.
So I got paid vacation. That's what I heard.
Seriously,
am I tweaking?
No, that's
I got
wild.
paid vacation.
Yeah,
and then more 9 times out of 10, I'm not gonna get anything wrong with me. They're gonna let me come back. Or
so you're saying that's what happened to the cops now?
That's the majority. That's what happens to the majority of them.
Oh wow!
In those situations.
Yeah.
So it's like people are like, immunity, what? And I'm like, bitch, they had immunity the whole time.
Yeah,
what are you talking about?
For sure.
Gun to your head. Name 5 of the names of the officers that got put in prison. I'll wait.
Damn, Kate.
They don't know.
Yeah.
Because it's already, and so when I think he says immunity, I think that he's a man of exceptions. For example, with the abortion ban, he says, number one, he couldn't reinstate Roe v. Wade even if he wanted to.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not in his power. It's not in his bag. Even
it's not.
That's not how it works. I can't. If I see a peanut butter and jelly sandwich right here, I can't snap my fingers and turn it into a Subway sandwich. That's not how
Absolutely
it works.
not.
I'm not an alchemist. Hate to tell you, but no, he can't do that. Now the logic. What was it? What the fuck was I talking about?
You was talking about the police immunity, and you brought up. Yeah.
So the thing is, he says things. For the abortion thing, for example, he said that he in an interview that he was all for exceptions. Obviously, grape,
yeah.
Life of the mother,
and incest.
And then incest. Fair.
Yeah,
fair.
That's fair.
Very small percentage
of
the instances, but also fair. Or just health defects of the baby where it won't live outside the womb beyond a certain extent.
Yeah,
fair exceptions.
That's fair.
Makes sense to me. So in that same vein, when he said the immunity of police officers, he wasn't trying to sit there and say, if a police officer walks into that back door and blows everybody's brain out in there, he's free. That's not what he's saying. You can paraphrase it and sit there and lie and sit there and make it sound that way. But that's not what he was saying. You're going to the extremes to make it seem like it's something that it's not. He said a general statement because he didn't want to sit there and list out an entire policy and explain all the ins and outs, all the X's and O's right there on the stand. He just made this general statement. And anybody with a brain understood, woo, like it makes sense.
It does.
If I say I want to lower taxes for middle class citizens, people are more likely than not going to be like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Now they're going to want to know later on how I'm going to do it, but they're going to take me at face value. And people took that at face value and just ran with it. And it's like, you didn't. All right, buddy.
And he would. The thing is, he would elaborate if people asked him to.
Exactly. In interviews, he elaborated the whole time.
The other candidate did not.
No, not at all. No. And that's if you got an answer to begin with.
If you got the answer to begin with.
If you didn't catch a deflection.
If you didn't get the answer, then there is no answer to the answer.
Fact.
What do you think about the immigration policy?
Oh, man. That guy that's in office now, I'm interested to see how far he's going to go. Have you seen any of his interviews?
What, the new guy that Trump has appointed?
Yes.
Well, he's not officially in there yet, but he will be.
Yeah. He gives no shits.
He gives no shits.
He gives no shits.
Seriously. Have you seen the interviews?
Yes, the interviews are hilarious.
Yes, they are.
He's like, the one that was like, what do you say about about families getting separated?
Is
there a way to stop it? He's like,
we can ship them together.
Ship them together. I was like, yeah.
That's crazy.
Hey, he's talking though. He's being real.
Hey, seriously.
You can either be comfortable with it. You can either live with a comfortable lie.
Yeah.
Or the uncomfortable truth.
Yeah.
I would rather somebody beat my ass in broad daylight so I can try and defend myself than have somebody turn the lights out right now and then somebody's just start running my fade.
Yeah.
I would rather see it coming.
Seriously.
Respectfully. I'm not going to be able to stop it probably if it's a brolic 6'7" black dude who looks African and he's strong as shit. I'm probably going to take that L. If prime Iron Mike Tyson walk up in the room, I'm cooked either way.
Yeah.
But I'd rather happen with the lights on so I know I can somewhat grip my teeth.
Yeah. And you could probably, conversate with them like, hey, at least don't punch me in the face.
Bro, please.
Please, bro. Like, if you're going to whoop me, just don't punch me in the face. And they're like, all right. But you're getting the whooping either way.
I'm a savage. I'm a monster.
I'm a monster. Yeah, you are Mike Tyson.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry for your mother and your tits.
No.
No.
Be cool. Nah, so what do you think about the mass deportation? About it.
So it's a rough thing.
Or the illegal immigration.
America is built on immigrants.
I agree.
I understand that. But at a certain point, it gets rough because you can't sustain everybody. You can't make an even lifestyle for everybody. So it becomes it turns into how much more do you value the life of your neighbor over the person that could potentially be your neighbor in 30 days. And a lot of people don't want to look at it. They think, oh, you're sending people back. Okay, so would you open your house for some immigrants to stay there?
Yeah.
And if so, if you would be willing to, right, let's take it a step further. How long before you would expect them to be up and running on their own?
Yeah.
And if they can't be up and running in that time period, how would you feel and what would be your response?
Yeah.
A lot of people aren't ready for those critical thinking questions because I have no issue if you say, I think that we should create a program where they're able to move into sanctioned zones and we rehabilitate them and get them up to speed. We make sure that they're not felons. They're not privy to like committing illegal things and harming what we have going on here. Yeah. And then we provide them with citizenship.
So it should be a vetting process.
Exactly. Limited immigration that is supervised. I don't see a problem with that because you can keep track of it. You can keep track of medical records, all that sort of stuff. Yeah. But when you just have willy-nilly everybody coming in, you're not going to have the resources, number one, to take care of everybody because everybody's not listed out. Everybody's not even, I have everybody in the database, but your numbers are going to be inaccurate. If you have a city where you have slated down 100,000 people and there's 140,000 people there, if in case of any emergency, any evacuation plan, all your resources, anything like that, all your roads, your traffic, all that sort of stuff is set for the number of people that you have in that area. Yeah. So if there's a drastic difference over a certain period of time and there's no knowledge of it being planned to occur, it throws off a lot of stuff for everybody in everyday life.
Most definitely.
And I'm not sitting here saying that, I don't understand why people want to migrate. I do understand.
Yeah.
And from a lot of countries, it makes sense. But at the same time, I have to tread lightly here because it's one of those things where it's like, I do value the lives of other people.
Absolutely.
But I will always value my life and mine more than anybody else's.
Absolutely, yeah.
My life is more valuable than some random person I've never met.
Yeah.
My sister's life is more valuable than anybody I've ever met. Anybody in my circle's lives are more valuable than anybody that I've never met.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because they are my people. They have a special place in my heart.
Yeah.
And that's not to sit there and say, F those kids over there. Like no, that's not what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You got dirty water? Ha ha. like no, that's not what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But it's also a thing of I'm just going to be realistic and be honest and say that's a sacrifice that I'm willing to make. Understanding that some people that are going to get turned away they were dealt a terrible hand. Yeah. And I'm prepared to sit there and be responsible for not lending them a helping hand. I'm not going to sit here and directly condemn you and say, you should die. I will never say that. To somebody who's just trying to better themselves and get a better lifestyle, I will never do that. Yeah. But I'm definitely not going to sit here and put myself out of my way beyond a certain extent. Yeah. For people that I have no affiliation with.
Yeah, definitely like legal immigration should be, if you're immigrating to another country and you choose to live there, you should do it the legal way. Yeah. Like I've heard Vivek Ramaswamy, he brings this up. He said your first action of being in the United States can't be breaking the law. And for illegal immigrants, that's what it is. If you break the law in the United States, there's consequences to that. If I'm out here selling meth, that's why, it's another one. If they're saying something about like, that's what the one guy said, the new border czar, I forgot what his name was, but we were just talking about him. He was saying that if you commit a crime, then you're going to get separated from your family. Like if you commit a crime and you go to jail, you are getting separated from your family. And that's just what it is. Like if you go to jail, then your family has to fight for its own then, because you decided that you wanted to do unlawful things in a country where, unlawful things is not tolerated. So then
you took the risk and
you took the risk.
This is the payment.
Exactly. And I mean, even if somebody did take the risk and make a family here, and if they, I think that that is actually a great choice to say that we can ship families together. You know, I mean, yeah, it is a crazy statement, but I mean, if you're giving those people the option too, like, you know, do you want your kids to stay here, and, you know, do you want them to have a better life if they choose to do so, or would you like them to come back with you? And they get a choice too. They get a choice of where they get to go. They don't have to go back to exactly where they, you know, are from. I don't think so. I think that they get somewhat of a choice.
But overall, like, the whole system of immigration, I'll say that our way of accepting things is flawed in the way that I don't think that we do it efficiently enough. And that definitely partly contributes to people wanting to come here like any means necessary. Like it's one of those things where it's like survival instinct. If your situation is bad enough, and I look at you and you have two sons, or you have a son and a daughter, and I look at you and it comes down to a thing of how bad do you want it? How bad do you want to make sure your family's straight? And when you go over there, it's not going to be peaches and cream. But, I mean, if you could say you're not going to be running from whoever you're running from right now. You're not going to be living in the same level of unsafeness. It will be a different level of unsafeness. Yeah. There will be other people hounding you down, but it will not be in the same facet. And some people are ready to take that risk. Now, I understand that, like, the desire to do it to begin with. Yeah. At the same time, I think that part of the thing that we have to do at the same time as we're going through this mass deportation is improving our system of, number one, citizenship, workplace visas, and all that sort of stuff. I agree. Because if that stuff's readily accessible, then we can pull the card of, you could have done it. Why didn't you? Yeah. You had access to it. Why didn't you use it? You could have went to the embassy and filled this out. Exactly. Why didn't you? Oh, the embassy's acting up? Bet, say no more. Who's over there right now? Yeah, we're gonna go get this straightened out. We're gonna go get this straightened out. He's gonna be out of there. Don't even worry about it no more. For sure, like that sort of thing. And part of it is like just lack of care and compassion. We could look at the foster care system and double down there. Oh, absolutely. Like, oh, no abortions. You should, if you weren't ready to have the baby, at least put it up for adoption. Yeah, it's like, most foster homes are god awful. Yeah, the vetting process is shit. That whole system needs to be fixed. Some people take kids just so that they can get a paycheck. They don't give a damn about the kids. And that sort of thing is like, but we're gonna sweep it under the rug and just say, hey, have the kid anyway. Yeah. It's like, now me personally, I'm a dog. I'm a dog, right? Yeah. I'm a dog. So if it's between abort me and throwing me out on the street, let me claw my way out. Yeah. I'm a dog, but I know a lot of people ain't dogs. A lot of people ain't dogs. There's a lot of baby cats. There's a lot of pups. There's a lot of people that don't want it bad enough. There's a lot of people where they grew up in 2-parent households. Yeah. They grew up with basically silver spoon fed. Yeah. They go to class, they get a 70. Oh my goodness, the teacher didn't teach us shit. Yeah. Da, 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 da. You didn't study. Shut the fuck up and pick the book up. Yeah. There's a lot of those people. Shout out. There's a lot of people. I got cut from the team? No. The coach is biased. Yeah. Da, da, da. The coach is ass. Da, da, da. No. Get better. Yeah. How about this? Responsibility, right? Get better. Accountability. Get better. People don't got it the way they used to. Maybe you can be as freaky as Turbo Granny one of these days. I think we can wrap it up, man. We've been going on for a hot minute. We can, yeah. Is there anything that you wanted to say that you haven't said? You know, at the end of the day gonna end. And that basically just means what happened today, it happened. We can't change it. We can't go back in time. We don't have that type of ability. Yep. But you can just take the experience, learn from it, gather what you can from it, and just move forward. I forget who the poet was, but somebody said, all things horrid were not always beautiful. The blood of war was never crimson and full of hope. It was just red. Ooh. Basically to say, when things are ugly, when you take a loss, when somebody dies, those things aren't beautiful. We have to make them beautiful after the fact. We have to pretty them up after the fact, after we've processed everything and gone through everything. Yeah. But in the moment, it just sucks. So don't sugarcoat it and make it seem like it doesn't suck, because it sucks. Yeah. But also recognize that you can make it beautiful later on. Amen. Preach, brother. Straight like that. Hey,
happiness doesn't lie within happiness itself, but within the pursuit of it.
Indeed.
So, we hope you enjoyed, and big thank you to my friend here. Talking about the pumpkin, of course.
Peak.
And a huge thank you to my other friend.
Ciao.
The octopus. And a magnificently huge thank you to my brother here.
Yes, sir.
Sadiq.
It's a pleasure.
Actually, we're not supposed to say your real name.
It's
but, we got it. So we love you, and we love you.